Well, it seemed to be going Namibia's way, but then New Zealand pulled it back. Yeah, at one point it even looked like 140, 135. Can Namibia hold New Zealand? But Jimmy Neesham, Glenn Phillips, well, they seem to have other ideas, and they really kind of made the Namibian bowlers pay in the death. Took it to 163, which means it is close to somebody's score prediction. Who's? We'll tell you in just a second. Hello and welcome. You're watching Cricbuzz Live. I'm GK. With me is DK and also ZK. And who got it correct? Well, 165 prediction. No, DK, put your hand down. Put your hand down. You said 185. I said 175. In all fairness, the one who is 4.5 hours behind us could see 4.5 hours into the future. He could, yes. Zaheer Khan said 165, got his prediction correct. Let's give him a round of applause.
Just the Sharjah factor, GK. Just the Sharjah factor. Otherwise, DK was winning for sure, is what I felt.
Come on, what do you mean? Otherwise, I was gonna win it. Otherwise, what do you mean? Why he was gonna win it? How?
Because he said 185, so he was always going to be the winner, right? Like, if the wicket was good, then the start would have been better. It's just we are talking about what 20-run margin. So you were never winning that, GK. Sorry.
I don't know what is going on here right now, but I don't like it at all. All right. I don't like this teaming up against me. I'm not a fan of this, okay? But DK, I'll tell you though, when we came at the Combox and we saw the situation, it was a 62 for 2. Things went south pretty quickly for New Zealand after that. They lost another 2 wickets. One was, that great run out, and Kane Williamson, of course, trying to swing for, the fences. We never see him doing that. At that point in time, it did look like Namibia can stop New Zealand to about 140.
True, very true. At one stage, they were looking at 15 overs. They were going at runner ball, so you're expecting it somewhere be around 130, 140. But what a last 4 overs they had. A brilliant one. You could see the inexperience of the Namibian bowlers kicking in, but also the experience of a Glenn Phillips and a Jimmy Neesham doing what they do best, going at the death and making sure they made it count. 72 runs in the last 5 overs is, in many ways unheard of in this tournament. So hats off to them. And we keep speaking about New Zealand. They punch above their weight. This is what they do. They find ways to just come out of a certain hole that they dug, for themselves. In this case, sometimes because of the lack of resources, they are under a hole, but they find ways to get up and come. And that's been the beauty of New Zealand cricket over a decade, if not 2, actually. So, all credit to them. Yet another time when 2 not so big names, if I might call it that, come in and show what they're capable of in the last 4-5 overs.
Yeah, 72 they got in the last 4. They were particularly harsh on, the captain Erasmus. Then the Visa over went for 14. Erasmus's over, I think, went for 21. His went for 14. Visa's went for 21. What did they do wrong, though? Zach, in terms of bowling, what did they do with their lengths? What did they do that made them so expensive? Did they do anything wrong, according to you?
I don't think. I think it was a good game played. They restricted New Zealand from getting away in those middle overs. If you look at tactically, they had a very specific plan. They introduced a spinner to their playing 11 with a proper plan. You've seen that they predominantly been relying on the seamers so far in the tournament. But against New Zealand, they felt that the spin and particularly on this pitch as well, the spin will play a part, and that was the tactics. Towards the end, GK, it's always tough, when you have partnership building, and then that's what happened. So I didn't see any fault in terms of how they approached or planning or tactics. I think it's just some good batting at the back end got New Zealand to a decent total right now.
Yeah, the captain got a little greedy there with his 4th over. He bowled 3 overs for 8, came in for the 4th, goes for 14 runs there. But you don't blame him for coming back, right, for the 4th. I mean, he's obviously not bowled much. He had that little finger injury as well that kind of kept him away from the ball early in this tournament. But it can happen, right? Sometimes you get a little tempted, say, I can get another one in.
I mean, to be fair to him, among the 4 overs, the last 4 overs, he bowled the best over. 14 runs was the best over. The rest of them went for far more than that.
Correct, so you're right. Jeez, yeah, you're right.
Is in many ways right. Also, you got to understand the wicket was slow. Look, back end when you come, you need either express pace with a good Yorker or some terrific skills in terms of the slow ones, the knuckle balls, all of these. And that's where associate nations and the teams will struggle. If you look at the bowling, they bowled really well. I'm surprised Bernard Shaw's didn't finish his quota because I think the left-hander was in the middle. He couldn't bowl the fourth over, but he was looking really good. Trumpelman steady till the last over. The rest of them, all of them contributed. Obviously, I did feel that Erasmus bowled the best spell overall, getting the wicket of Kane Williamson and making it really hard for the others who batted. Wasn't even giving many singles. At one stage, he was 3 overs. He had bowled for 11 runs. I mean, that's really creditable considering he came in a little late to bowl, but he bowled a really good spell. And even the last over, he was all right. But overall, I would say the experience of New Zealand just helped them cross the line in terms of 160, which is a very good score. And what Zach's prediction was bang on.
Yeah, Zach, Erasmus, just as a little aside, Erasmus got a little bit of Kedar Jadhav in him. Huh? He's got that little kind of...
Yeah, and those middle overs were going to be very, very crucial because, bagging that Kane Williamson's wicket also. The guy who, if he had stayed till about 15, 17 overs, we are talking about easily 15, 20 runs more than what they got, because that's the kind of player he is. And he looked threatening, when he started hitting those shots over mid-wicket. Those slog sweeps is something which Kane Williamson is very good with. He's good with spin. And to keep a batsman like that quiet, knows that Erasmus was really figured out the conditions today and making use of that. So yes, that angular rotation of the arm also helps on these kind of surfaces, isn't it, to keep the ball little lower than normal.
Yeah, well, we were talking about New Zealand's middle order getting tested today. Well, maybe not for Conway and Williamson. They did a good building job, but Phillips and Neesham definitely big pluses for them from this batting innings. Well, they've got 163 on the board now. For Namibia, is this a mountain too high, DK?
First thing, I'm not answering that question. I'll tell you something, GK. Apparently, the 3 wins that they've had have been Ireland, Netherlands, and Scotland. So whoever has land at the end, they seem to have beaten. Obviously, New Zealand falls in that category. We got to see if they can do that to New Zealand as well. People who don't have land as their surname or whatever you call it, the last 4 letters, they managed to beat Namibia. So today is one such opportunity.
They've also, by the way, to add to that, they've also won every time they won the toss, I think. Yeah. Every time
so they have a few stats and silly little anecdotes going their way. It's important to see if they put it. They did well for the first 16 overs. We got to see how these guys can do with their bat. They've actually, surprised all teams with the way they have batted, because the intent, first of all, you don't expect them to go against the world-class Shaheen Afridi, Haris Rauf, and all of these guys and put up a show and put them under pressure at some point of time. Very creditable. If they can do anything close to that, definitely the Pakistan pace attack has more swing and more craft. So you would expect Namibia to do slightly better. But Abu Dhabi was a slightly different wicket. With the dew coming in there, it was slightly better to bat on. This one very different to it. We saw how the New Zealand batters initially struggled. So I'm assuming it's going to be a struggle for them. Not so much the medium pacers, but definitely the spinners would put a massive strangle on them in the middle.
Well, Namibia will definitely want the next World Cup to be held in Disneyland. That's our best chance, yeah. Let us play there. We can win all our games there. Can they win this one?
Conquer the land, huh?
Conquer the land. Yeah. You tell them that they will take our freedom, but they'll never take our land. That was not really the Braveheart dialogue, but I just made it that. Any predictions? Any chance at all? 20%, 10%, 30%, 40, 80, 100?
Never know. You never know, GK. Whatever works.
So there is a chance.
Yeah, there is a chance. There is no doubt about it. And I'm just going by how they played against Pakistan with that kind of approach. You have if you have the approach sorted and the intent sorted, then at times just 2 batters going through. Go back to Vize's statement, and I think that's the talk in that dressing room right now.
Yeah.
We've done a good job. Yes, 10-15 runs less would have been even better. But it's just about 2 hits or 3 hits. So that's the talk, I'm sure, in the dressing room. The belief is definitely going to be there. You have a few power hitters also there. Smith also can bat. Vize himself. So those are the finishes, and the finishes are going to matter, because even if you get off to a flyer on this particular track, Sharjah in the middle overs is going to be difficult, and that is definitely going to bring in some wickets to fall. So I think finishers are going to be key. if Namibia has to win this one.
Okay. Quick power play prediction. How many are they going to get in the power play? Let's go. I go with
38.
44. Zach goes last because he is defending champion.
38.
No, I've done with my prediction for the day, GK. So you can figure out.
I think it's between mere mortals right now, GK. So you're going at 44 and I'm going at 38.
I love it. That was such a hashtag like a boss mic drop moment. Well done, Zach. Well done. Now don't say any number now. Just don't say it.
I'm not saying it.
We'll get another guess. So let's just do DK. We get two guesses then. So you've got 38 and give another one.
And 44. Oh, you said 44, so I'll go to 42.
So you've got 38 and 42. I'll take 44 and 48.
But one thing, Zach is not allowed to say anything India-Scotland match either. I think his day is done.
No,
He's nailed it.
He's done now.
I'll predict India's score only.
He's doing us a favor.
Very nice.
India's score only.
Yeah, very nice. I will say when I feel like. Okay, nice. So right now I feel like saying the show is over. So it is. No, it's actually over. It's done. We're done. You were watching Cricbuzz Live. We're going to come back at 6:50 p.m. That's when we pick up for the India-Scotland game, of course. Irrespective of what happens in this game, we will be here at 6:50. And, of course, we'll be here at the 10-over mark as per usual for Cricbuzz Combox. So that's all for now. Thank you for watching Cricbuzz Live.